welcome to the hut, and this time welcome to the second technically annual Horror Nights Awards for Halloween Horror Nights 2018. It's the reason I say technically is we did the Halloween Horror Nights 29, so this isn't really an annual yet since we just did that, but who's counting? We'll do all the years and just count them as number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Anyway, on another quick side note, I don't know if you noticed, but typically I wear a shirt with every video that I do to theme it well. Like if I do a Disney video, I wear a Disney shirt. Horror Nights, wear a Horror Night shirt. I just wore my Halloween Horror Nights 28 shirt a couple days ago, so it's not clean yet, so I got 25 on. Not that anyone would notice, but just to throw it out there, this is what we got, so oh well. Now away from all the things that get us sidetracked, back to Horror Nights Awards. This is the second time we were doing it, as I said previously. We had a lot of votes this time, and I'm very happy to see that. Just shows the first time wasn't a fluke. A lot of people showed up, voted, and it was a really close one this time, just like last time. Last time, we had a couple close, almost ties, but there was a tiebreaker from the final voter, so it really just shows that every vote does count. Same thing here, almost every category this time was decided between one vote, and honestly the biggest landslide was decided by 3 votes, and everything else was really close. And last time some houses took 10 votes and then other houses had 2 votes, but this time, it was very close. So I just want to thank you all again to everyone that voted, and if you missed out this time, I'm doing these left and right. So Halloween Horror Nights, I actually have a poll up right now on Twitter as I'm making this video to see what you guys want to do for the next one. So if it's Halloween Horror Nights 27, we'll do that. 26, we'll just see, but I just kind of want to do it by demand and not just by what I'm wanting to do in order. So let's get started. I'm going to start from the bottom of the list and work our way up to the top, as Best House is going to be the last category now, since that's kind of the Best Picture type house. And last time, the first ever Horror Nights winner was Universal Monsters, so let's see which one takes the cake this time. So starting with Best Designed House. And as the nominees work, just in case you didn't see the last one, so I'm only going to be listing the top 3 nominations for Scarezones, and then the top 5, since there's 10 houses. If it ever goes more than 5, say 7 houses got at least 1 vote, only do the top 5. So that's how the nominations are going to work. So back to Best Designed House. The nominees were Carnival Graveyard, Scary Tales Deadly Ever After, Slaughter Sinema, and Stranger Things. And taking home the first award of the night, as it's nighttime right now, but if you're watching this daytime, first award of the day, is Stranger Things for Best Designed House. This was a little bit of a shock, as the beginning votes, as I started tallying them, Stranger Things was never mentioned. And then just the last 5 or so votes came in and just totally wiped out the competition. And it still only won by 1 vote, but it just really shocked me. So Best Designed House is Stranger Things 2018. So as for the Scariest House, moving on, the nominees for that are Seeds of Extinction, Dead Exposure, totally, and Poltergeist. And the winner for Scariest House for Halloween Horror Nights 28 is Dead Exposure. Is the winner for Scariest House for Halloween Horror Nights 28. Totally slaughtered that wording earlier, but it is Dead Exposure as the Scariest House. Now I do agree with this one, my personal opinion. I don't vote in this, I just like to give my opinion after. This one scared me a lot, so I totally respect that win, so congratulations. Next up is Best Original Scarezone, and there were 3 original Scarezones, but only 2 of them got a single nomination. One of them was left out, and those 2 are Twisted Tradition and Vamp 85 in a very close race, decided by 1 vote. Again, there were no complete landslides this time, so it was really interesting. And the winner for Best Original Scarezone for Halloween Horror Nights 2018 is Twisted Tradition. Now this is one of those scare zones that was utilized as the Central Park scare zone, and those typically are always the best, so I'm not too surprised with this one, although I do have a soft spot for Vamp 85, and I loved Vamp 55, but I totally respect that decision, as Twisted Tradition is just an incredible scare zone. So congratulations to Twisted Tradition. Next up is the Best IP Scare Zone. Now, there were only 2 IPs, which is Chucky and Killer Klowns from Outer Space. And this was surprisingly a very big one. I have my opinions on this one, but surprisingly it was a very close one. This one was decided by one vote as well. So, out of Chucky and Killer Klowns, the best IP Scarezone for Halloween Horror Nights 2018 is, by one vote, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Now, Killer Klowns, I would have chosen it personally, but I was surprised. I did love Chucky as his own, don't get me wrong, but just with how much the Killer Klowns have such a strong fan base in Horror Nights, I thought this would have been the landslide category. But Chucky was there, only behind one vote, so congratulations to that. Side note, I mentioned this in the Twitter comment, I do think the Scarezone for Killer Klowns is much better than the house, but we won't get into that. So anyway, next, the best facade for Halloween Horror Nights 2018. This category, only 2 houses were nominated. So this was technically a landslide because we left out 8 houses for best facade, and some of them I was like, what? That didn't get nominated? But alas, the nominees for best facade for Halloween Horror Nights Awards 2018, there we go, I can't speak tonight, are Poltergeist and Scary Tales. And the winner for best facade for Horror Nights Awards 2018 is Poltergeist. I love this facade. I was surprised there weren't some other ones that were nominated, as this was a great year for facades, I thought. But I totally agree. No, I don't. Because this one, I agree with Scary Tales. I totally thought I agreed with Poltergeist, and I just looked at the other nominee, and I was like, no. I loved the castle for Scary Tales. Now, you know that tweet's been going around that's like, get your Horror Nights card revoked. This is one for me. I'm just going to share right now. I haven't shared it with anyone. I was going to Horror Nights 28 when Scary Tales was blown away by the facade. So the second time I went through it, I got out my phone. Now, I know like there's no recording in the house. Like I was not going to record anything. I just wanted one picture. I was going to try to quickly sneak it of the facade to be like, whoa, look at this. And I didn't. Apparently I had the flash on and I didn't even know it. I never used the flash. I don't know why I was on. And the flash went off. Thankfully, the witch that would fly around, she was kind of looking away at the time, so it didn't get her in the eye. It's just the flash went off, and then the cast member had to do that thing. I literally felt like I was just like that, like, wasted night guest that comes once every 5 years, and you're just like, oh, this guy. Like, I was that guy. I was like, no, why did I have the flash on for Scary Tales? Like, it would have been so quick and just put it back. But whatever. So there you go, you can revoke my Horror Nights card now. So since then I've never attempted to take a picture in a house again, so I'm hopefully trying to redeem myself. So next up, enough of me rambling, is the best IP house. Now this one's a little competitive, but not a lot of nominees for this one. People had very strong feelings about this year, rather than last year where like every single house had a vote. So the best IP house is Poltergeist, Stranger Things, or Halloween 4. And the winner for best IP house is Poltergeist, yet again. Pretty big night for Poltergeist as of now. It was a closer one. This was decided by a few votes. It was a comfortable win for Poltergeist. But I was surprised. There were a lot of votes for Stranger Things and Halloween 4. Halloween 4 surprised me too. It got a few votes, so I was like, wow. I thought it was scary, but I didn't expect it to see it in Horror Nights Awards, so. But I would have definitely picked Poltergeist as the best IP house. In a very close race with Trick or Treat, I would say. I can't believe that didn't get nominated, but Trick or Treat and Poltergeist were my 2 that were like neck and neck. So it depends on the day. Whenever you ask me, it'll change every day. So next up is Best Original House. This is the second new category actually introduced. Someone suggested this in my DMs, Best IP House, Best Original House. I can't remember who, I'll have to check. But thank you to whoever did that. Because these are 2 great new categories. I'm glad you suggested them, and it adds more variety and switches it up. So Best Original House, this one had a lot of nominees because it was all the originals. So Seeds of Extinction, Scary Tales, Slaughter Sinema, and Dead Exposure. I keep doing it. Okay, Dead Exposure. Okay, another. And the winner for Best Original House for Halloween Horror Nights 2018 is, by only a couple votes, Slaughter Sinema. That is the winner for Best Original House. It won very close race this time. I totally respect that. Again, I loved Scary Tales as an original house, but I totally see Slaughter Cinema. That would be my number 2. So props to the voters. I agree. All right. Best Scare Zones. Nominations are Twisted Tradition, Chucky, and Vamp 85. And the winner for Best Overall Scare Zone, so close to the top award right now, but the winner for Best Overall Scare Zone is Twisted Tradition. Now, this was another comfortable win, not that close. So that Central Park Scare Zone is typically amazing, so not mad about this one. I liked Klowns, I liked Vamp 85, I liked Chucky, but I think it was just a great year for Scare Zones. I think last year they struggled a bit, in my opinion, just my opinion, but 2018 I thought was a really strong year for Scare Zones, so I totally respect any decision that would have gone there. Okay, here it is, the top award of the night, the best picture of the Horror Nights Awards. Best House. Now, only 3 houses were nominated this time. Like I said before, it was very near everyone. There were a lot of votes for a lot of the same houses, so everyone had very strict opinions from this year. But the 3 houses that were nominated are Poltergeist, Scary Tales, and Trick or Treat. And the winner for Best House, Horror Nights Awards 2018, joining Universal Monsters in the gold ranking of Horror Nights Awards in the Horror Night fan community, just everything, is Poltergeist. And this was still a very close one, as there were a lot of votes for every single all the 3 houses that were nominated, but Poltergeist ultimately took the cake. Congratulations, it is now Universal Monsters and Poltergeist as the 2 top winners for their respective years. I agree, I don't know if I agree as in my number 1, but it is a very strong house, definitely in my top 3. So I totally respect this opinion, and congratulations to Poltergeist for being the best house of 2018 Halloween Horror Nights. So with all that being said, if you are new here, please subscribe, like, comment, and if you're old here and been watching my past videos, please like and comment. The only way stuff like this can happen is the support of you guys, and I truly appreciate every single bit of support I have so far. I'm very new to the theme park community, and I'm very grateful that, I have a Twitter following, and I'm starting to gain subscribers in this platform. But the only way to keep it going is to continue getting support, so I truly appreciate any support you feel comfortable giving. As I want to reach a wider audience with these. I want to, I love making these videos, and I truly love being a part of the theme park community, as I've always loved theme parks, and this is just a way to basically convey my passion and my love. So like I said, I just want to reach a wider audience, so any support you feel comfortable giving would be greatly appreciated. With that being said, this has been another Theme Park Cut video, and let's hope it's not the last.